Next we are going to discuss about parallel axis theorem. This theorem states that moment of inertia of a body about any axis is equal to the sum of its moment of inertia about a parallel axis passing through its center of mass and the product of mass of the body and the square of the perpendicular distance between two axes. That is I is equal to IC plus MD square. Now we have to consider any one of the rigid body. The body may be in any shape. This is a center of mass present at the center. So this is also axis of rotation. Now we have to consider parallel axis. That parallel axis also passing through the center of mass. The parallel axis name is AB. Here this is a center of mass. So the moment of inertia for this AB axis is IC. Next we have to consider another one parallel axis. That axis name is DE. The parallel axis present D distance from the AB axis. Now we have to see this DE and then AB two axes also parallel to each other, and then here D is a perpendicular distance from the two axes. Now we have to consider another one point P. This point P present at the X distance from the AB axis. Now we know the common formula for a moment of inertia. I is equal to M R squared. Here I is a moment of inertia, M is mass of the object and R squared is a distance. Now we have to find the moment of inertia about the axis DE axis. Now we are finding the moment of inertia for the DE axis. The moment of inertia for the DE axis is I. So I is equal to mass of the point M and then here distance, square of the distance. Now we have to find the moment of inertia for the axis DE. So the point is here. So that point we have to consider here only no. So the whole distance is here X distance, here D distance. So the distance is X plus D whole square. Now we have to find the moment of inertia for the whole body about the axis DE. We have to summating this equation. I is equal to summation of M into X plus D whole square. This X plus D whole square is in the form of A plus B whole square. A plus B whole square formula is A squared plus B squared plus 2AB. Now we have to expand. Summation of M into X squared plus D squared plus 2XD. Next we have to multiply inside by this summation of M. So summation of M X squared plus summation of M D squared plus summation of M 2XD. Now we are coming to the summation of M X squared. The summation of M X squared is a moment of inertia for the center of mass IC. Here the distance is X, the particle mass is M. So M X squared equal to the moment of inertia for the center of mass IC. So incident of summation of M X we are writing IC plus summation of M D squared plus summation of 2mx into d. Now we are coming to that mx part. Here the x may be in a positive or a negative value. The x would be present at a positive value or a negative value. So it becomes to 0. So mx becomes to 0. The whole term also 0. So the remaining term IC plus summation of m d squared. Here summation of M represent which one means mass of the particles. Now we have to calculate the whole object mass only. So the whole object mass is a capital M. So now we are summating this M also equal to whole mass of the object. So summation of M should be equal to total mass capital M. So IC plus summation of M we are writing capital M into d square. So I is equal to IC plus M d square. This is a parallel axis theorem. Next one, perpendicular axis theorem. Perpendicular axis theorem state that moment of inertia of a plane laminar body about an axis perpendicular to its plane is equal to the sum of moment of inertia about two perpendicular axes lying in a plane of a body such that all three axes are mutually perpendicular and have a common point. That is Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. Now we consider a laminar object. This is a common point, center point O. Now we choosing a three axis, X axis, Y axis and Z axis. Z axis. Here Y and X axis are lying on the plane and then Z axis is perpendicular to this plane. From this moment of inertia for a X axis is Ix, moment of inertia about this Y axis is Iy and then Z axis is Iz. From this plane we have to consider a point P. The point P is present at the R distance from the common point O. Here X, Y and Z axis are meeting at the point O. Now we have to join that line. This point P mass is a M. Now we calculate the moment of inertia for Z axis, about this Z axis. We know the common formula I is equal to M into R square. Now we are finding the moment of inertia about Z axis. For incident of I, we are writing a I Z is equal to mass is a M and then R squared is an here distance. Now we are coming to that point P. So this is an X axis. The object start to rotate along the X axis. It covers the Y distance and then the point start to rotate along this Y axis. It covers the X distance. So moment of inertia, Ix equal to M Y square and then Iy is equal to M X square. Because in the X axis it covers the Y distance and then in a Y axis it covers the X distance. So Ix equal to M Y square and then Iy is equal to M X square. So that R here R equal to X square plus Y square. Now we are substituting the values here. X square plus Y square. Now we are finding the moment of inertia about a Z axis for the entire object. We are summating this equation. So summation of M into X squared plus Y squared. Now we are multiplying inside. Summation of M X squared plus summation of M Y squared. So already we know that summation of Mx equal to which one? That is an Iy and then summation of My squared equal to Ix. So Iz is equal to Ix plus Iy. So this is a perpendicular axis theorem.